Turtle Beach is the Honda Civic of headsets. It's loud, relatively inexpensive, reliable. They hold their value incredibly well. They have a ton of models. They're economic, they're comfortable, and they've been around since the dawn of time. Now, I personally have completely sworn away from wired headsets because I feel like I'm in some kind of a bondage flick, and you guys are my subscribers, not my submissives. I'm not here to Christian Grey you, Anastasia. But if I did still slide a 3.5mm headphone jack into the sweet, tight ports in the bottom of controllers or the front of PC towers, this would probably be one of the headsets I'd rock. Let's do a little Recon. Recon 500 is the name of the headset. So Turtle Beach has been making gaming headsets since the Civil War. I think General Custer and Theodore Roosevelt were entering esports leagues with these bad boys strapped to their heads. I don't even think they're from the same historical era, are they? Well, I never got very good academic marks. Anyway, moving on here. So the Recon 500s are multi-platform, working on Xbox Series, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Nintendo Switch. That's because they're wired. They should work with everything. They are glasses friendly, so if your ocular cavities are blown out and you have to wear goggles, these will work very, very well for that. These rock 60mm drivers. You know, bigger is better generally with most things. Drivers are certainly one of those aspects where you generally get more rich, full bass out of larger drivers. Just like, you know, subwoofers in the trunk of a car. You know, you get the 15s back there, you're pounding up the block, so to speak. So, yeah, the bigger the drivers, generally the better. Now, they lose a little bit of accuracy in the mids and highs, but generally the bass is a little bit more rich and full, at least in my experience. Exclusive Ellipse dual drivers. Powerful bass with pinpoint audio detail. So, counteracting the statement that I just made, they just made it null and void. They just stamped it with a subpoena, basically serving it as incorrect. They're saying that the mids will not be muddy and the treble will not be underwhelming, but the bass is still going to sock your tits back, so that's good. Hear everything, defeat everyone. So this is a slogan that they came up with when they introduced their Superhuman Hearing, which is basically a mode that boosts up the frequency range where footsteps would be, which is like the mid-range. All right, memory foam, lightweight design. That is good because heavy headphones will put a lot of tension on your forehead as well as your temples. Pro level comms. I will say the last couple Turtle Beaches I have tested out, those will be linked in the description below as well, those videos. The microphone quality was actually superb. Simply superb. All right, so you have a quick start guide here, basically a glorified instruction manual, a QR code here if you need further information or you want to register your new headset and you need further customer support. Now you have your microphone right here, which does plug in via 3.5mm headphone jack and is extremely bendy, which is nice. A little silica packet here, make sure you dispose of that properly so your children or pets do not get a hold of that. And there's another one. They're just giving you snacks left and right. Little egg carton here. Same thing with this bag. If you have any little miniature gamers walking around, they like to shove their head in here to see what's in there and then they can't get it off, so make sure you dispose of that. Labeled R, not for renegade, but for right, and L, not for loser, but for left, so you know which way to put this bad boy on. The headband is incredibly soft with memory foam, and it's also a very soft, supple material as well. If it feels good to my fingertips, I'm sure it'll feel good on my head as well. Turtle Beach branding on the top, of course, in case you forget what brand your headset is. The ear cups do feel amazing, and I like this material as well because it strikes a fine balance between being smooth or slick to the touch, so it's not a scratchy wicker on your ears, but it is also a moisture wicking material as well. Because my ears tend to get pretty hot in long gaming sessions, as I think anybody with earlobes probably does produce a lot of heat from their ears. You know, when I'm in game and I start looking, my ears start cooking, and I just simply can't have that. So this is going to help remedy that, and they're also very, very deep as well. From where the ear cup starts to where the actual driver bottoms out at, or is inside the ear cup, is deep. So if you have large earlobes, they're not going to be uncomfortable for you, which is really, really good. This is wired, so the cable is going to matter. The length and the quality and whatnot. It is braided, which is very nice. It's not just a plain rubberized material. It is braided, and it is about... Okay, it's long. Definitely long enough to either plug into your controller or plug into the front of your PC tower. The styling, I really do like. It is very, very classy, very understated. Oh, fucking Paul Walker riding a wheelie down my street here. So you have this really classy design here, very small Turtle Beach logo. It's not lime green or bright pink or anything, which I really do like. Just this really nice kind of gunmetal with a little bit of a sterling silver band on it. Wow. Okay, so really comfortable. I kind of expected that from how it felt on my fingertips, but you never really know. Like judging a book by its cover, not I can't read or anything, but hypothetically judging a book by its cover, judging a headset from the fingertips, you got to get it on your noggin, on your dome piece to understand the comfort level, and this feels really good. Clamping force is nothing too tight, but it also does stay on your head pretty well, I would say. And also, even though these don't have active noise canceling, you do get a good amount of passive noise canceling just from having, an over-the-ear design. It pretty much almost completely blocked out the noise of my R11 back there. The fans in the case are virtually non-hearable. Let's get that mic plugged in and do a quick mic check. All right, see if I can find the hole for a stroke. So that's cool. You can actually only plug it in one way. It has to go this direction, and it does have a little triangular shape with a cutout or a tab to where you can only plug it in the correct way. And like I said, it is very bendy, which is fine. I mean, technically you're just gonna have it bent about an inch and a half away from your mouth anyway. I don't see any LED indicator on here, so it's not going to give you a visual representation of when you're muted. Well, let's try them on the PC, let's try them on the PS5, let's try them on the Xbox Series. Nintendo Switch is at my girlfriend's. So the Turtle Beach Recon 500s, I can't even count that high, but these do sound pretty good. Now I will say, I wish they got just a little bit louder. They do not get distorted even at 100%, which is good because I had them pretty much cranked 100% of the time. It works 100% of the time, 60% of the time. No, these do sound really, really good. I will say the sound profile is very balanced on these headphones, which is a good thing. You have thunderous booming bass, which is expected because these have 60mm drivers. But what wasn't expected is these actually do not sound a little bit anemic or underpowered, considering they are just going to be powered off of the internal battery of your controller or the front of your PC tower. They are not preamped. These don't have a battery on board. These cannot be turned on or off or anything like that. So the fact that these are just powered off of your device, they sounded very, very impressive. Now, it's been a while since I've used a wired headset. I obviously did start with wired headsets like pretty much all of us. I have tested dozens of headphones from Turtle Beach and Steel Series and Razer and the other ones, HyperX, Logitech. I've given Logitech a taste as well. These sound incredibly balanced. The mids don't sound muddy or flat. Generally, footsteps, dialogue, a lot of ambient sounds, those are in the mid-range. They sounded really good. I did experiment with having uncompressed sound on in the Xbox settings, as well as with Dolby Atmos and Windows Sonic. All of the artificial surround sound sounded incredibly good, especially Windows Sonic, which is the free version that does not require a subscription or a one-time purchase like DTS or Dolby Atmos. And these do sound incredibly good. I was able to get a good stereo spread, pinpoint enemies off to the left when they were, touching me from the front. They were trying to give me the reach around and take me from behind. I was able to pinpoint them with these bad boys, which is really, really good. Comfort-wise, these are incredibly comfortable, especially for an $80 pair of headphones. Now, I know $80 isn't cheap, but headset-wise, that's pretty inexpensive. Generally, $100 and up is where you start getting into quality headphones from what I've seen, or heard, I should say, and felt on my ear canals here. But these actually do sound and feel incredibly good for $80. The highs or treble was pretty punchy. The mids didn't sound flat or tinny or hollow or anything like that. Bass was very rich. Good stereo spread. Stereo uncompressed, as well as Windows Sonic sounded good. I really do like the styling of these bad boys being kind of blacked out. Very minimal labeling on here. You just have the Turtle Beach name right here and then the Turtle Beach logo over here. Now, I do wish those were blacked out. You can always just take like a Sharpie and black them out manually, but all in all, I have to say these are styled incredibly well. So now for the cons. There is no way of telling that you are muted from the headset, i.e. there is no kind of LED indicator that will glow red or blue or anything when you're muted, so you basically just have to know that you're muted. I also did not get a pop-up on screen letting me know that I was muted, and the microphone on PC sounded like I was underwater. I'm going to do a mic test for you guys right here.
Test. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. How do you do? 3, 4, your mom's up. Close the door. 5, 6, do something with your stick.
Now, we all love to get our Michael Phelps on and take a dip and go swimming and whatnot, but I don't like to sound like I'm underwater when I'm using my headset. That was only on the PC, so I don't know if there's a driver package I need to install or something. They should, in essence, be plug and play, but I didn't have that issue. I was chatting with my buddies on PS5, and I asked them how I sounded. They said I sounded great. So On the consoles, they sounded fine, but when I did my mic check for the video on the PC over here, through my Streamlabs OBS, it sounded quite poor. So maybe there's a driver package, or maybe I have half a brain cell. I don't know. I do like that the microphone is detachable. I would prefer like retractable. It's built into the headset, but detachable is really nice too, especially if you're playing like a single player offline game. You don't need this. You don't want to see it out of your peripherals. Just pop it out. So that is really nice. And the sound quality on console, from what I heard from my buddies, is really good. Again, doing the mic check on the PC, something didn't compute there. And then also the mic mute button over here worked on the Xbox Series S and the PlayStation 5, but did not work on PC. So you have to manually go into whatever game you're playing, or Streamlabs OBS if you're streaming and you're using this to talk to your chat instead of like a condenser mic, to mute your mic, because the onboard mute here does not do anything when you're plugged into PC. It does mute on the consoles though, so that's nice. And then another con, if you even want to see it as that, is that this is wired. I know a lot of people would see that as a benefit because, well, zero lag or latency, Kevin, and you don't have to worry about charging and all that other stuff, but the battery life on most wireless headsets is pretty damn good now, and wireless lag or latency pretty much is not a thing anymore, considering Bluetooth isn't the means of data transfer. It's generally a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, which is almost lag-free. These actually sound really, really good. So overall, my verdict here, I'm about to put the dick in verdict. For $80, these are phenomenal. They're super comfortable. They look good. They feel durable as shit. What's the warranty on these bad boys? They do feel incredibly durable, and they do also have a 1-year warranty, 90-day if you decide to get a used or refurbished, certified pre-owned Honda Civic. Then you get 90 days, which still isn't bad. 1 year, certainly better. 2 year would be better than that. 5 years would be better than that. We're just going up in numbers. So if you do prefer a wired headset, or you simply do not have a preference between wired or wireless, this is a solid headset for $80. In fact, I would say anything in the $100 range, if you are looking at wired headsets, this is definitely worth a check out. Definitely slap these cans on your ear canals and give them a gander. Well, gander's more of looking. Give them a listen. That is going to do it, Stallions and Stallionettes. If you enjoyed this video, shoving your thumb all the way to the knuckle up the YouTube colon, tickling the Google algorithm by liking the video helps it to get seen by more people. So this video, this honest product review, will reach new stallions, bring them over to the stable, which helps me grow this channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe so you're notified when my new videos come online, but you won't be notified. You need to go ahead and finger pop the notification bell as well, which works about 60% of the time. There's a little bug, a little glitch that doesn't have a patch yet over here on YouTube. Or sometimes it doesn't do shit, but you can do your due diligence by, putting a crack in that Liberty Bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.